with the others chart finally starting to break out, I think it's time to discuss one of my favorite altcoins in the space, which is Casper. So, put really simply, for those of you who don't understand Casper, Casper is a layer one proof of work coin, okay, kind of like Bitcoin, but scaled. And the way they scale it is through their block DAG technology. Rather than using a one-dimensional blockchain, they use a multi-dimensional block DAG, which means that transactions are done much quicker. That is how they have scaled proof of work. And, Casper's been around now for quite a while. It's been on my radar for a very long period of time. And I first talked about the project actually back in 2022. I think it was late 2022. And Casper was actually below a penny at the time. So if you actually paid attention to that video, you'd be up 11x on Casper. But, I didn't actually pay attention to the video. I got into Casper at 3 cents. That was my entry, and my average buy price is at 4 cents. So I'm currently up a bit over 2x on my money, just under 3x. And I'm going to talk today about Casper objectively. I'm not going to be a moonboy YouTuber promising you, $7, $20, $15, some of these targets that a lot of people, believe. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try and be as realistic as possible. Whilst I still love Casper as a project, and I think it is an absolute great project to have in your portfolio, I'm going to be real about it because the chart hasn't been as good as what we've expected for the past year. And that obviously nullifies some of our price targets. At least it does for me. But anyway, I'm still very bullish on the project, and we are starting to see some good signs. The main level that I think Casper needs to get above is this May high of this year, which was around 13 cents. And that wasn't a completely random level, by the way. It was not. That level coincides with the 0.5 level on the fibs. So it was exactly at the 0.5 level. If you go from the top of the 20-cent high to the bottom, you'd be getting 13 cents at that level, and that was a clear point of rejection. If we can push past that, then the next level would be 15 cents, then 17, and then all-time highs based off the fibs, which I like to use when I'm doing my charting. Now, just for a bit of context of what I did with Casper, I started to notice weakness in the charts. Various things to me in the charts were pointing towards weakness around this period of time. And I heavily started to de-risk and reduce the percentage of Casper in my portfolio based off the evidence in front of me. And I actually pivoted into SUI. And whilst many people criticized that move at the time, it actually saved me and made me a ton of money because SUI went on a crazy run and Casper continued to dump. So I'm very glad that I did that, and it preserved a bit of my capital. Now, if I want, I can buy back into Casper with more money than what I had in the first place because I, pivoted and made a very good move. Now, looking at this chart, it seems to me like we are getting close to a major breakout on Casper, and I do believe we will see all-time highs on Casper in the coming weeks and months. I can't give you exact times. I'm not going to tell you I know the exact date that it's going to happen, but I strongly believe Casper will hit 30 cents at some point in the next few weeks and months. That is my belief, and that is my baseline target for Casper this bull run is 30 cents. That's the baseline. Okay, I'm not saying that will be the top. I'm just saying I expect that to be hit. It's my baseline. Now, I think realistically, Casper could go anywhere up to 71 cents based off the fibs. I don't think we can go above $1. I think we could maybe get to $1 on a wick, but I don't think we could go above $1. So my target on CAS is anywhere realistically between 30 to 70 cents this bull run. Now, a lot of people are going to think that's conservative, but that's because a lot of people have been brainwashed by ultra bull moon boy YouTubers who keep calling for ridiculous asinine targets, okay? And that's just something that you need to be aware of. People are very bullish on Casper, and what happens with these coins where they get cult communities is people keep raising the ceiling and give these crazy targets. And I remember last bull run, people were doing it all the time, and it just never came into fruition. So set your targets realistically and, realize that this is an absolutely amazing piece of technology. It's going to do great probably long term, but the chart hasn't been the best in the last year or so. Now, it's probably going to pick up and improve, but you can't be, giving these crazy targets of $10, $20 and stuff like that without any actual charting evidence. I'd like to see people prove that on the charts because I have not seen it one bit. But anyway, smart contracts are going to be coming to Casper. Obviously, this is no longer the official Casper X page. They made some weird decision to get rid of it, and now that seems like a teenager's posting on it. And by the way, I'm not too far off being a teenager myself. I'm 21, but some of these posts are a little bit immature, using foul language and stuff like that. But anyway, there's definitely bullish things coming towards Casper, and the big question mark for a lot of investors in Casper is the tier 1 listings. Are they going to come in time for this bull run, or is it going to be something that we have to wait for a long period of time? Let me know what you guys think about tier 1s down below. But overall, the chart structure is starting to look a bit more bullish. If we can break above 13 cents, I would flip macro bullish on Casper, and I would expect imminent all-time highs subsequent to that move. Thank you guys for watching the video. Check out my VIP group, link down below if you want to see my real-time buy and sell alerts. I made a lot of moves in the market that aren't necessarily always popular, but they end up making me a ton of money. And if you're in this game to make money, this is definitely the group for you. I've made 2 recent buy alerts, which have both done really well. Both, degen buy alerts. I gave one buy alert for Mumu the Bull at 9 million market cap. It's at 12 million already. And I gave a buy alert for Troll at 0.012. It's almost done a 2x just from that buy alert literally a few days ago. So if you want to get instant gains, and obviously that might sound too good to be true, but I've just shown you my 2 recent buy alerts have both pumped instantly. Check out the group, guys, linked down below. Thank you for watching the video, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Goodbye.